Prime Minister Modi today held a massive roadshow in Palakkad, continuing his campaign in South India. Earlier in Pathamthitta, the Prime Minister took on the Congress and the left divide, accusing them of deceiving the state of Kerala. The battle for Kerala's 20 constituencies is crucial, with the BJP going all guns blazing, hoping to breach what has been a Congress versus left bastion. But the highlight of the day was Prime Minister Modi's emotional tribute to auditor Ramesh, former BJP General Secretary, killed in Salem in 2013, hence delivering a subtle message on political killings as well, which have been a highlight during left's rule in the state of Kerala. Let's in fact listen in to the Prime Minister, then we open this conversation up.
आज सेलम आया हूं तो स्वाभाविक रूप से ऑडिटर रमेश की याद आना भी बहुत स्वाभाविक है। दुर्भाग्य से आज सेलम का मेरा वो रमेश हमारे बीच नहीं है।
Joining us to talk more about this is Vinita Hariharan, BJP spokesperson. Ronnie K. Baby, Congress spokesperson, also joins us on the broadcast. Dr. Syed Asad Abbas, political analyst from Bangalore, is with us on the show as well. Last but by no means the least, Mr. Mithun Vijay Kumar, activist and senior political analyst, joins us on the program as well. Mithun, I'll begin with you. What did you make of the Prime Minister's emotional message there? He's obviously remembering someone who has served the party well, but at the same time he's also hinting towards an issue which has plagued constituencies in South India, be it Kerala or Tamil Nadu, when it comes to violence.
Yes, Puneet. One of the key issues that you would notice with the politics in the South, especially Kerala, is the political murder. And that has always been there. It has been a part of the politics of Kerala. And I think Prime Minister has raised a very serious concern here. And be it the killing of, Ranjit Srinivasan, the RSS functionary, after which PFI itself got banned. So we know there are, political murders at large scale, especially if you look at districts like Kannur and all. The issue is very bad. There are party villages, they call it party gramam, and they won't allow any other political ideologies to survive in these areas. So that's a big issue that Kerala, a place like Kerala is facing, and that has to, reach a point where we find a solution for it together. All the parties should come together and find a solution for it. But coming to the elections part, there's a popular narrative that, South is not meant for BJP and their game will be weak in the South. But I personally don't think that is true, because you see, BJP has had a very strong government in Karnataka. They have a very strong voter base in the state. In Puducherry, if you see, it's an NDA government. In Kerala, they had an MLA till 21. And in Tamil Nadu, where everyone is saying, BJP has no scope, they still have 4, MLAs in the assembly. And it was after 20 years that BJP entered the Tamil Nadu State Assembly in 2021. So BJP, as such, is doing a great job in the South. And there's some of the serious issues that Prime Minister is raising, like the political murders. All this has to be resolved through, dialogues, and all the parties should come together to discuss this and find a resolution. So, in particular, about the point you have raised, if it is about the political murders, there has to be a solution to it, because every party, be BJP or Congress or LDF, all these parties have some significant victims because of the political murders. And that is a solution that we can find only if all the parties come together and have a dialogue.
Vinita ji, what do you make of this, assessment, or rather conclusion, that the opposition has come to, that the southern states are not being wooed by the Modi ki guarantee, and there has to be a different plank, there has to be a different tangent for the Bharatiya Janata Party to get deep rooted in South India?
No. The number of roadshows that happen. Roadshows is not just it's not just optics, because Modi's roadshows are the culmination of all the activities and all the programs and outreach measures that he's taken in India, across India, and also in South India, of course. How deeply penetrated are their programs and policies in every house in Kerala, or Tamil Nadu, Tamil Nadu. So every a household is now aware about the programs that are penetrating to their houses. So I think that's a reflection. The kind of adulation and the kind of response that you see in the roadshows is actually a reflection of the, or a validation of all the outreach measures that Modi ji has been taking in India as such, and also in South India, the kind of developmental schemes, the kind of Vikas agenda that he's been doing in South India, and in Kerala, of course, the huge number of schemes and policies. And, be it in highways, be it in railways, be it in roads, be it the Ujjwala Yojana, the Kaushal Vikas Yojana, the Saubhagya Mission, all of them, there are lots of, lakhs and lakhs of beneficiaries that have benefited across the sectors in South India, in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu. So I think this narrative will only work. The narrative of Vikas in South India is the only plank on which the BJP will make a mark in South India. No other plank will work in South India. As we all know, the kind of, the voter base, the discerning voter base that is there in South of India, they're larger, the more educated people, so-called, knowledge economy survives here in South of India. So it's the literate, it's the educated, it's the professional class that is increasingly going towards the Modi ji and the Vikas agenda that Modi ji is actually implementing. It's not just optics, he's actually implementing it, showing it on the ground. So Modi's guarantee is robust, it's promising, and it's a complete, it's an assured guarantee, and it's not just guarantee in the air. It's not a dream that he's weaving. It's what he's shown in the last 10 years. So people discern that, people are showing that, and the numbers and the response that is, going, the kind of very, very, the larger than life response he's getting in all the road shows. There's been more than 4 or 5 road shows that he's done in Kerala over the last 6 months, and in all of them we see a large number of youth, a large number of women coming out in support of him and his Vikas agenda. It's not just him, it's also the Vikas agenda that he's implementing across India.
Right. Mr. Ronnie K. Baby, if you're there with us.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, the Prime Minister has also targeted, the lack of efficiency and efficacy which has been put in by the left and the Congress in the southern states. And he's obviously hoping that, the people who've been wooed by this Dravidian culture for decades now will choose the BJP or not.
Frankly, I can say that the participation in the roadshows are not the indicators of the political trends of a state. If roadshows would have been the indicator of political trend, the Karnataka election, the BJP would have completely sweep all the seats, because the Prime Minister has conducted more than 24 roadshows within 2 or 3 days in Bangalore city. Now the Prime Minister is blaming the state of Kerala. When last time he came 5 years back, he compared Kerala with Somalia. I can say that for the last 50 to 60 years, the Kerala is ruling by either Congress or by CPM. You know that the Kerala model of development, which is a model for the entire world. The Kerala model of development, which has been, which has been appreciated by Nobel laureates like Amartya Sen and many other people. In all social indicators, Kerala is leading in the world, whether it is education, whether it is health, or in all kind of social indicators. And what is happening in BJP ruling states, like in Gujarat, like in Uttar Pradesh, we know that. In Uttar Pradesh, we know that in Gorakhpur, more than 100 infants were died because of lack of not availing of oxygen. We can't find such any incident in Kerala, whether it is in hunger, death, or poverty, or it is uncomparable, the situation of Kerala with the BJP ruling states. The mindset of the Kerala, Kerala is a highly literate state, politically highly aware state, and the people of Kerala, and the majority of the people of Kerala, known about the divisive politics of BJP, RSS, and Sangha Parivar. They knows that BJP is not ruling for the all people of the country. They are ruling for one particular section of the people. They are using religion for devising the people. I can proudly say that this time too, BJP is not going to open any account in Kerala. The Prime Minister is saying that the BJP will get 2 digits. That 2 digit will be 2000. That is a political situation in Kerala, and the UDF is going to win. Last time UDF won 19 out of 20 seats. This time UDF is going for a clean sweep by winning 20 out of 20 seats, and there is no space even for the next 100 years. Whatever things the Prime Minister or BJP or RSS will do, the BJP is not going to win the state of Kerala and the minds of the people of Kerala.
Dr. Abbas, if you're there with us.
Yes, we need some such.
Well, Dr. Abbas, the real reason, that the BJP has been able to, not penetrate the depths of South India is also because, there is this sentiment of sub-nationalism which has been built by Dravidian parties for decades now. And it's very, very difficult to break through that. Do you think with the Prime Minister embracing and acknowledging, the culture of our southern states and basically humanizing it is going to be the key factor, and that in a way is going to be trouble for the Congress party and the left, because they seem to be taking their presence and their dominance in southern states for granted?
Firstly, Vinit, full marks to the Bharatiya Janata Party for giving it their best. Modi ji is very active indeed in the south of India, coming out with his rallies, roadshows, so on and so forth. But we need to understand it is Dakshin Bharat Mukt BJP here. None of the states here in south of India does BJP hold power. You don't see any of their chief ministers either. Be it Andhra Pradesh, we have the YSR Congress. Telangana, we now have the Congress. Karnataka, we have the Congress. Kerala, we have the Pinari Vijayan government. Tamil Nadu, we have the DMK. So therefore, none of the 5 states of south of India do we see BJP forming any active government in any place currently that we speak. Also, as a matter of fact, let me tell you, the political murders that have been taken place, I unequally condemn them. It is very unfortunate this has happened. This is something to be dealt by the state law and order, whosoever in governance. It must be dealt with iron hands and not kid gloves. Be it a party worker dying of any party, BJP, Congress, JDS, any party. This must and should be taken care. Because people enter politics to make a difference, to make a change. And if their lives are at risk, it is no good. I've always believed politics is public life, people's life, and you're there for the good of people. Second point, sir. Let me bring to your notice that at one end, Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji quotes from the Thiruvalluvar Tirukkural, which is great. I have quoted Thiruvalluvar, which says, Selvatul Selvam Sevichalam Achalam Selvatul Yalam Talai. It talks about leading a life of honesty, truth, and faith. But unfortunately, we also hear many a times this debate of Hindi imposition. I believe that India, with this pluralistic nature, there should be absolutely no language enforced to anybody. The Tamil pride takes great culture in their language. So is Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra, and Telangana. We must respect to its own. We cannot have a twin arrangement here where the Modi ji comes to Tamil Nadu, speaks of Tamil pride and culture, and there we see the Ministry of Home Affairs when we speak of Hindi language and so on and so forth. We must respect all languages very importantly. And also I must tell you that in the south of India, the regional parties have been very strong. Be it in Andhra, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, or even Kerala. Many a times we see this concept of bipolarity in voters. For example, Karnataka voted differently in the Lok Sabha, where they got 25 seats out of 28 in the Lok Sabha elections. But whereas in the Vidhan Sabha elections recently held, they were routed out. Congress came as mighty with a full-fledged government. Whereas even in Yediyurappa or Bamai, they could barely get about 3.5 years. They couldn't do a full term of 5 years. That also needs to be taken care. Also, as a matter of fact, I believe the BJP, the Hindi heartland for the BJP is a stronghold where they get the maximum number of seats to come through. So therefore, I think the Bharatiya Janata Party, the South, is still a distant dream. And like I earlier said, for now, they don't have their government in any of the 5 states. It has been Dakshin Bharat Mukt BJP, whereas they wanted Congress Mukt Bharat, which did not happen. And Ronnie K. Baby Sahab has made a very good statement. He said that Modi ji's claim and BJP's claim has been double digits. But he did say that Kerala is coming out with double zeros. So let's see what happens. Ronnie ji is a man of the ground, of the grassroots level. I'm sure he's aware of many factors with which he's made a statement. But nevertheless, like they say, Vineet Saab, ये public है, ये सब जानती है. Janta Janardan जो है, they have the right vision for this beautiful nation. And let me tell you, the mandate which the people, the public believe shall come through, be it Bharatiya Janata Party or the India Alliance or the other respective political parties that come into power. We need to understand the people of India, starting from the 19th April all the way, will vote for the party which they think and they believe which will bring about the best development for the people and the nation, be it from the southern or the north. That will be inclusive, which will speak of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Vikas in the realist sense and not just mere jumlebazi. So this is going to be something very important. This is an election to look out for. I'm sure, India being a motherland of democracy, the whole world will sit up and take notice on the June 4th, what India decides and what will set the mark and the vision.
What do you think is going to happen, Dr. Abbas? What are your predictions? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think the Congress will come into power?
Well, brilliant question as always, Vineet Saab. What I truly think is that
what you think and what you feel
24 elections
and what you know are 3 different things.
Yes, the 24 elections is going to be very interesting. I feel there is an undercurrent which will go with the India Alliance wave. Nevertheless, so far it must give an advantage and a benefit to the BJP for the hunger that they have, the appetite that they hold to run elections, which is brilliant, undoubtedly. I think India Alliance and the other parties and the other governments can certainly learn a thing or two from BJP, which is a 24/7 election missionary. So that is something to look out for.
Okay, let's get a response from Mithun also on what you've just said.
To have a non-communal government at the center.
Right, okay. First of all, that's a charge. That's not an observation. Mithun, do you think there's a communal government at the center? And secondly, Mithun, do you think there is an undercurrent for the India Alliance?
Well, what is happening in
Bangalore one second. That's for Mithun. That's for Mithun. Yeah, that's for you. That's for Mithun.
Yeah.
Mithun.
See, first of all, Vineet, I'll come to that. I just heard one of the panelists, I think it's Mr. Ronnie, he was speaking about the Kerala model of development. Listening to him speak, I first thought he's speaking on behalf of LDF, but then he, after praising the Kerala model, he concluded saying that UDF will have a sweeping victory this time as well. So that's the beauty of this India Alliance. You see, in regional channel discussions, if you see, they throw muck and sludge at each other, in channel discussions. But when they come to national media, they are like a team. That's a good thing. But now speaking of the Kerala model of development, if you see, there is no salary to pay government employees. KSRTC workers are on strike for the longest period, I guess. They have not been paid their salaries. No midday meal in schools. School buildings are collapsing. SFI is orchestrating murders in universities. Scams after scams, and all are pointing to the Chief Minister's office. So that is the Kerala model of development that Mr. Ronnie was speaking about. And if he compares that with that of UP, he would understand how much progress Uttar Pradesh has made under Yogi ji. So when you are, talking about the developmental models, please have some metrics or, quote some facts and then make the comparison, I would say. Yes, I agree with you that Kerala has always been a tough bet for BJP, but the state has, has started seeing some changes of late, at least in the last 5 years, I would say. This is a state that has traditionally been dominated by LDF and UDF. But you see, the situation is changing. In many of the constituencies, the actual competition is between BJP and LDF. And I would say the result of which would be UDF getting cornered. That is going to happen this time. And political alliances are being worked out. You see, recently, former Chief Minister K. Karunakaran's daughter joined BJP. That's a major blow to Congress in Kerala. And RSS cadre in Kerala is not so weak. They are pretty strong. Actually, after UP, they have the highest number of shakhas in Kerala. And this time, even prominent figures like Rajiv Chandrasekhar are contesting from the capital. And if, in 2019, Kerala had a Rahul Gandhi effect, I think this time it is going to be a Rajiv Chandrasekhar effect in Kerala that BJP will, that will bring up the numbers for BJP. So all these things coupled along with the Modi factor will definitely, up BJP's game in Kerala. I'm not saying that, BJP will come in all the 20 seats, but definitely they will have a, they will be able to showcase some difference compared to the previous election. And I believe they would have a good number of seats this time from the south, especially from Kerala.
All right, Vinita ji, if you're still there with us.
Yes, I'm there. Very
How do you
much.
respond to Dr. Abbas and the observations that he's made?
I need to speak. So, yeah, I was listening patiently to all the...
I know. This is your turn, and that's why I said, what do you make of the observations that Dr. Abbas has made, that there is going to be room for a non-communal government at the center, and there is a strong, palpable undercurrent for the India alliance to come back?
Sure. So I would like to break a few myths here, the kind of narratives that were being stated by the other panelists from the Congress. So one is, of course, the developmental model. I would like to reinforce what Mithun just spoke about. The Kerala developmental model is an absolutely lopsided model now. That was a legacy that they had back in the 80s and 90s when socialist schemes and social welfare was the order of the day. And they had their days of glory on the developmental model, but they can't harp on that model forever because that model is now gone. And there is, the kind of developmental model, if you're talking about statistics, we have the highest suicide rates in the state today. We have the highest unemployment rates in the age group of 15 to 29. And we also have an increasing number of rapes against women and children. The number of POCSO cases in the state is increasing day by day, and it's absolutely worrisome. The kind of in-migration that we see from the labor class from other states, from Odisha and Bihar to Kerala, while there's out-migration from the state because there's lack of industrialization, there is lack of employment, there's a lack of ecosystem for MSMEs in Kerala. And that is why the state is facing so much of out-migration, and there's a large number of migrant laborers coming from other states, and there is and the ecosystem for the migrant laborers is also not very healthy. The kind of facilities that they have put in the migrant laborers, because of which that leads to cases of rape and frustration and all of these lawlessness and pockets of lawlessness in the state, across the state. So this is your God's own country, which you're talking about, the Kerala developmental model. Is this the Kerala developmental model that you're talking about? Certainly not. This is not what the youth want. Certainly not. This is not what the women want. That is what you see, the reflection that the kind of the presence in the road shows the validation of the kind of developmental model that BJP or the NDA is actually laying out for the country. And they can see the other states progressing so well. Even the neighboring states are doing so much better than Kerala. And if you see the north of India, you see Uttar Pradesh, which is one of the Bimaru states, is now one of the most progressive states in the country. It was Bimaru in the UPA time, but now it's one of the most progressive states. So we need to relook at this so-called Kerala developmental model, which the LDF and the UDF, in succession have been kind of rolling out in the state. We have to really relook, we have to introspect, review and see, do we need a change or not? Definitely we need a change, and that BJP and the NDA only can bring in this change in the state.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.